Hi students, welcome back to yet another session of the online English classes. In today's video, we are going to resume our discussion of the poem Nobody's Friend. We have already completed 2 paragraphs. Today, we are going to finish our discussion of this particular poem. But before we start anything new, just like all the other classes, today we are first going to have a look at the things that we already know or the things that were already discussed in the previous videos. So, in the very beginning, we talked about a boy who eats every bit of his toffee without sharing it with anyone. Yes, and do you remember how that boy looked like? If you don't, then you can check your book and you can see that the boy did not look like a very happy child. Yes, he also had a tricycle, but he does not lend it to anyone. He doesn't even let his friends ride on his tricycle. Forget about lending it. The boy also plays with his train all alone. He doesn't share his train with other people. And because of all these reasons, we saw that the boy has no friends and nobody wants to befriend this boy. Now comes the last paragraph of Nobody's Friend. This is the 3rd child. So there are total 3 children in this poem. The first 2 kids, we have already talked about them. She is the 3rd one. But I'll share all of my sweets with you. My ball and my books and my games I will lend. Here's half my apple and half my cake. I am your friend. So she is the complete opposite of those 2 children. Yes, she is somebody who will share all her sweets. Yes, not just her sweets, she's also willing to share her ball, her books and all her games. Yes, and not just that, if she is eating an apple, she is willing to share half of it. And not just an apple, but also something as tasty and as delicious as cake. So, this is the reason why she is everybody's friend. Or if we come across a person like this, we will always befriend such a person. Right? And in the end, you can see the name of the poet, Enid Blyton. Now students, the picture that you can see in front of you, it looks like a very happy picture. Yes, there are 3 little kids who are very delighted to have received so many gifts. Yes, now if the same thing happens to you, you will also be happy. Any person would be happy to receive gifts, material gifts, things that you can touch. Yes, it can be a new book, it can be a new toy, it can be anything. Yes, so do you think sharing material gifts or sharing food or sharing things that you can touch with your hands, that you can feel with your hands, do you think that sharing is only enough? Sharing material things is not enough. Because you know why? Shared joy is double joy. Shared sorrow is half sorrow. So students, every time you share something with your friends, do not forget that sharing material gifts is not everything. It's good to share your food, your playthings or anything. But also remember to share your joys and sorrows with each other. Because every time you share your joy, it doubles up. And every time you share your sorrow, it becomes half. Now that we have completed all the 3 stanzas of the poem Nobody's Friend, let us have a quick recap of everything we discussed in today's video. So, we first saw that the girl mentioned in the last stanza of the poem is very different from the children mentioned earlier. She happily wants to share all her things with her friends, unlike the other 2 kids. Yes, we saw that she is willing to share all her things that she has. But the other 2 children are not willing to share any of their things. She will have many friends because of her friendly nature. And at last, we also discussed why it is important to share joy and sorrow. Now, let us have a look at some very easy questions which you have to solve in your literature copies. Question number 1. What does the child in the last stanza want to share? Question number 2. How is the girl in the last stanza different from the other two children mentioned earlier in the poem? Question number 3 is a reference to context, and the statement is, she wouldn't let anyone play with her doll. Based on this, you have to answer the following 3 questions. So the first one is, where is the above quoted line taken from? Second one, who has composed the source of the above quoted line? Number 3 is, what are the other things that the girl does not want to share? So the last 3 questions are based on the statement that has been put in double inverted commas. It's time for some entertainment. Now that we have completed our discussion of the chapter Nobody's Friend, and we have also gone through its recap, and we have also seen some questions based on this chapter, it's time for you to watch the extra marks module that is available for this chapter.
Nobody's Friend. Do you like making friends? Do you like to share your things with others? Do you think there is any child who has no friends? Read on. Nobody's Friend. She had some sweets that she wouldn't share. She had a book that she wouldn't lend. She wouldn't let anyone play with her doll. She's nobody's friend. He had some toffee and ate every bit. He had a tricycle he wouldn't lend. He never let anyone play with his train. He's nobody's friend. But I'll share all of my sweets with you. My ball and my books and my games I will lend. Here's half my apple and half my cake. I am your friend.
New words. Share. Use in common. Megha shared the chocolate with her friend. Lend. Give temporarily. Manu lent his car to Tom. Bit. Piece. The broken mirror lay in bits on the floor. Tricycle. A 3-wheeled cycle. Sam's favorite toy is his tricycle. Hi, I'm teacher Aparna. I will give you some extra knowledge related to the topics. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Friendship is considered to be a great blessing that helps a person to have a joyful existence in this world. The love and support of a friend can be of great help and assistance in life. There will be hundreds of them offering their friendship and promising to stay with us. But when it comes to an urgent need, we find ourselves deserted by most of them. The value of a friend should not be assessed on the consideration of what he does when we are happy and free from problems. On the other hand, a true friend is to be identified from his approach to us when we are in trouble. Suppose you and your friends are very thirsty and there is only 1 glass of water. What will you do? Discuss with your friends.